Hey friends, it's Meredith again with Tigerlili Resources, and we are going to continue our TigerTales journey. If you watched the last one, we had ended with the story of West Palm Beach and Northwood and the prayer blessing on our building that didn't happen, and the meeting of Amy. So I wanted to continue from there, and I just started the timer. So Amy's story is actually going to be sprinkled a little bit throughout the life of Tigerlili. She was very much a very big influence on what happened in our ministry. But at the time that I met her, I didn't know that, obviously. So I had left off with saying Amy had gone through our parking lot the night of our prayer blessing, and she yelled at me and spilled the beans of her story, and gave me a big hug, started crying, yelled at me because she started crying, and then she left. So also I said that she really had tried to avoid our building at all cost, but I would see her all the time. I would still see her in the neighborhood, and I would still pray to God to bring her into the shop, and I really didn't know why. I just knew I had an ache in my heart for her. So several months later, I am in my office, and again, like I said, our building was about almost 3,000 square feet. And I was in my office, and which was pretty far away from the main floor of, it was all one level, but the main area of the location. And Amy was always so boisterously loud. Like, she let everybody know that she was around because all eyes had to be on Amy, right? So I heard her voice from far, far away, and I just sat back at my desk, and I'm like, oh my God, she's here. Okay, so I got up real quick, and I go to walk out into the main area, and she's walking back. So we kind of met smack in the middle of the building, and she runs into me, and she's like, oh, it's you. And I was like, yeah, it's me. Come on. And I take her into my office, and we're talking, and it was early in the morning. It was maybe like 10-ish in the morning, and she was, hadn't slept and whatever, obviously not showered, drunk, reeked of beer. That was her, of alcohol. That was her vice, was beer. And she had a can in her hand, but it was empty. And so we're talking in my office, and she's all sweaty. She had a black eye, and her lip was busted. And I just asked her, I said, Amy, are you tired? And she was like, prior to me asking that, she was kind of dancing around the, not talking anything serious at all. And so I asked her, I said, Amy, are you tired? And she kind of dropped her shoulders, and she was like, yeah, I'm tired. And I was like, all right, well, I don't know if you're tired enough, but whenever you are, just say so. And you say the word, and like in 30 seconds, we can make 4 phone calls and get you out of here and get you onto something better. And I don't remember the rest of how the conversation went, but obviously she didn't leave that day. But I went into our boutique area, and I picked out some fresh clothes for her. I got her shirt and shorts and socks and undies and bra and everything she needed. And she went into the bathroom and just washed up a little bit in the bathroom. Well, I didn't know. I wouldn't have known this, but so the color, I got her all of the clothes. I got her jean shorts, and then everything else was purple. And I don't know why. I was just led to get purple. And I gave it to her, and she just and I got her a water bottle. She was mad at me for giving her water because she wanted a beer. And I was like, well, sorry, I'm not giving you beer. You can have water, right? So she drops her water bottle when I gave her the clothes, and she started crying. She was like, purple's my favorite color. And again, she got mad at me because she was crying again. And she was like, what's with you? Why do I always cry when I'm with you? So she started calling me Glenda, the good witch of the West. So she thought I was a witch, I guess. I don't know. So, and I let her, it was cute. So she would always talk to me in songs, and to kind of like take the seriousness off of what we were talking about. She would talk in radio songs, or she would just sing what she was saying. And I kind of freaked her out because I could keep right on in step with her. I would respond with a song that matched, went along with, continue the conversation, whatever. Or I don't know. So that was another reason why she called me Glenda, the Good Witch of the West. So, um, so we got her cleaned up and she went on her way, and we'd see her every once in a while. And then time passes, and I started a real estate company within Tigerlili called Community Realty Group, because we always, dealing with the moms, we always had a need for real estate, whether it was somebody selling a house or needing to move for a rental or whatever, always a need. So I figured, I was licensed, and I had been an agent for 2 years, so I could become a broker now. So I went to get my broker's license, and I got it. So I had 4 agents within our company, and 3 of the 4 were single moms. So we were single moms helping single moms. That was really cool. And that was going good. The store was going good. We were doing classes, doing like financial classes and health classes. And it was really cool. And then like in June of 2015, I was sitting in my kitchen. My son had gone to visit his grandma. She lived or his abuela. She lived about 45 minutes south of us. And so when he would go visit, he'd sometimes stay the weekend just to make it worth the time of going down there. And he didn't get to see them very often, so he would stay the weekend with them. And so when he did, I just worked constantly. I would get up early and stay up late and just work my tail off. That's just what I did. So for 3 days, I could not do a single thing. Like, no thoughts were connecting. I literally felt like I was just walking around in circles. Nothing was getting accomplished. So I sat down at my kitchen table, and I guess finally I just realized, okay, God, what? What do you want? I know you're trying to tell me something because you're not letting me do anything. You need my attention. So what? And, if I could put a visual to him, he would have been in my kitchen, leaned up against the wall with his arms crossed, there to talk to me. So when I said what, I heard, actually, let me backtrack a little bit. When I asked him what did he want to tell me? In the spirit, I had like a flyby. I call it like a stealth bomber message drop. And I heard him say, it's time to go home. Now, a little backstory. Vincent's father and I had been divorced for couple years by then. And he was kind of very hit or miss in Vincent's life. And for a stretch of time, we had no idea where he was living. Was he in town, out of town? I had no idea. We had got word like in the April 2015 where he was at. And we were like, well, cool. At least we know he's alive. Okay. So when I heard that it's time to go home, the first thing I thought was, oh my God, I can leave the state, because he had left the state, and I couldn't leave the state prior to that because we were married there, divorced there. My son was born there. I would have had to get permission to leave the state from him with my son, and that was not going to happen. So I was kind of stuck there. So I made life, right? So I got word that he had left the state. And so when I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, I can leave now. Oh my gosh. And then in the split second, I was like, but wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I leave? Like, you gave this to me. I'm arguing with my father now. Like, you gave this to me. This is yours. You started this. We've got people that depend on us, and we depend on people. And I'm like all troubleshooting like crazy. And this was, I was like, if I could personify him in visual, he was standing in my kitchen up against the wall, leaned over like, are you done yet? So I finally shut up. And if anybody's ever used Google Earth, how you can zoom in and out and move around and all that, that was what I saw. I saw Google Earth out of my eyes, and he was taking me like Palm Beach Island. That's the furthest east that you could go You're at the Atlantic. Out of my eyes, I was down in the sand. And he pulls me up out of the sand, and I can see the entire United States. And he pulls me over, and he sits me down in St. Louis vicinity. And in my spirit, I heard him say, if you don't go there, you're not going to do what I need you to do. So trust me and go. Well, he won, because he always does. So that was in June, and we were ready to come back to St. Louis by the end of July 2015. My alarm's about to go off, but I'm going to keep this going a few more seconds. I'm going to stop it so it's not loud. So anyway, I had a month and a half, like school had gotten out, and it was summer. So it was the prime time to make the change. And I knew I needed to do it kind of, with purpose, not lollygag around. So I told our immediate team, of course, what was happening. But I didn't tell anybody else that I was coming or that I was leaving, because I knew I would spend so much time and energy explaining the why and the how when it would not have affected their lives one way or the other. It was just information so it was going to slow me down. So I just didn't really say anything. And plus, coming back to St. Louis, that was the first time I'm like really coming back to family after the darkest time of my life. And I literally felt like I was on the brink of being able to have the biggest exhale. I felt like I was coming back to safety. And it was really very welcomed. So I will continue the next part of the story, the next video that I make. Because I will get to the growth of Tigerlili, and then I will get back to the darkest time of my life. So stay tuned. Amy does make a reappearance again. And thank you for sticking in the journey with us and enjoying these TigerTales, I hope. And I hope you're learning a lot more about who we are, where we came from. And soon you'll know where we're going. So thanks for watching. I am 2 minutes past time. That's not good. Okay, guys, thank you. I love you so much. I will talk to you next time. Meredith with Tigerlili Resources signing out.